So a lot of people have been asking for this, and I'm honestly just going to jump right into it. I don't want to make this longer than my Senran and Kagura tier list video, and there are a lot of characters to get through. I haven't played some of these games in over 10 years, so there might be a few hiccups here and there, but I'm just jumping right into this. First off is 5PB. Fun character, good maker. She appeared in Neptunia 1, 2, had a lot of screen time, good look. A rank. I forget this girl's name. She's one of the 7 sages though from Neptunia V. I remember her being pretty annoying, but you know, E rank. This is the robot dude from V2 who likes busty blondes, but you know, I could put him in C rank. He's kind of funny. And the same thing with Steam Max. He's kind of funny when he appears on screen. He made Noir do the scream that everybody references. R4. She's pretty much a joke villain at this point, but that's to be expected after like 15 games and like 8 spin-offs. But as far as Sisters vs. Sisters go, they tried to make her a serious villain again, and as a consistent villain, I'll at least put her in B rank. This is Bisha, represents Bandai Namco, but she's not really, I mean, she doesn't really do much. She's just kind of a little kid. Here we have Blackheart, definitely S rank. These are fun characters, fun in battle, fun in gameplay all around. There's nothing really negative to say about Blackheart. And the same thing with Black Sister. This is Blonde. Like, anybody who knows me know I really don't like blonde, so I'm going to try to be like unbiased as possible. When the series first started, she would always get all mad and everything whenever a more gifted character, so to speak, appears, but she kind of toned that down in the later games, so I'll just put both versions in A rank. I don't really like him, but I know she is a relatively popular character, so bias aside, we'll just sit her in A rank. This is some robot thing, I don't know what he does. This is Broccoli. She's a maker from Neptunia V. A lot of these characters were DLC, and they only had like a few lines in a CG, so a lot of these are going to end up relatively low rank. This is Sisha. Want to go third, even though there's 4 of them. She's right next to Bisha. Cave is a really fun character, good representation of her company with the shoot 'em up aspect, fun voice actor, really good look. This is Trick. You're a Trick. I forget which one this is. This might be Brave or some other robot, I don't know. This is the leader of like the CFW guys. She's the one that captured Netgear. Based on that, I can at least put her in D, but at the end of the day, she didn't really do much. This is Chikuma. She's like DLC. She hangs out with Million Arthur, but she doesn't do much. But based on her look alone, I can at least put her in D. Chica, the first Oracle up, second in command next to Vert. Doesn't have a sister. She's obsessed with Vert. She's an okay character. Kappa, S rank. I don't really need to explain this. Quar, I'm going to say this here. I don't really like evil versions of existing characters, like how she's the quote evil version of Histy, even though she's like not, but she's a pain in the ass. She doesn't really listen to anybody. E rank. Goddess Form Ray, I can't remember if she actually has a name, but she can go up in D rank. Honestly, she only appeared at the end of the game and then she was evil. It just doesn't really do anything. CyberConnect, same issue as Broccoli. DLC only appears once, mid look. Dengekiko appears frequently, usually as a chirper event, but she's okay. Dreamcast, or actually this is Falcom, another fun character. She gets a lot of screen time in the game. She's in like 5PB and Cave. Fun character. This is Dreamcast, Sega Hard Girl. Nobody likes the Sega Hard Girls. Neptunia had like, or Compile had an event where they had a poll where you could vote, and whichever side won, the Sega Hard Girls or the Neptunia Girls, would get some type of CG event at the end of the game, and nobody voted for the Sega Hard Girls, so they're just not for this series. This is Famitsu. She's just like Dengekiko the Reporter. She appears as some chirper events. I forget which one this is. This might be Game Gear. Who cares? It's Sega Hard Girl. God Eater, a DLC character from V2. Hers is probably the weakest of all the stories, and her look is kind of eh. Greenheart has a really good look in her goddess form, so definitely A rank. She doesn't appear much in here like Blackheart or Purple Heart, but when she does, she's really good. She gets more confident, haughty. It is what it is. Here we have Gus, a character that's never going to appear in this series again. She had a substantial amount of time in like Neptunia 1, I believe, and 2. She was a fun character when she was around. This is Histi or Histoire. Next to R4. They're relevant characters, but they really just exist to tell the main player what to do. This is IF, one of the most important makers in the game. You know, for the company, she represents Ideal Factory, the company that publishes these games, but she doesn't appear as much as she should for being, you know, that character, but definitely A rank. Iris Heart is probably going to be the most controversial pick here, but D rank. A lot of people don't remember this, but when this game came out, nobody liked Iris Heart. Like, they hated how she over-centralized the cast, and by that I mean, before this game came out, a lot of the characters, you know, they weren't scared of anything. They did whatever they wanted. You know, they were tough girls who needed no man or whatever. And then Iris Heart came out, transformed, and then, oh, well, now I must dominate you. And it turned the fan base off, and a lot, you know, it turned them off a lot. They didn't really like it. That's why this game got a lot of bad reviews. Keisha is probably the most popular of Gold 3rd, probably for trying to kill Uni, but she is a cute girl. She tries her best. Put her in B. K looks like a man, straight man in this series, which is not a good thing because you want to stand out and be wacky. E. Kurame, I just said, evil characters of existing characters are not good, and she's not a character, she's shit. Linda, underling, I can't remember which one it's localized as. D rank, it's actually, D rank, it's fun when she pops up. She got killed by something. Mages, she suffers from Neptunia V syndrome, which is DLC character with like a few lines and maybe an image. But she stood out because of her company she's based on, so she can go up and see. She has a good look, and on top of that, that's why Marvelous can also go next to her. Like, has the same issues with not being enough screen time, but since the company does like Senna and Kagura, that kind of made her a little more popular. Another Sega Hard Girl, I forget which one that is. This is Megan Arthur. She's the best of the DLC characters in Rebirth 2. Good look. Mina, nobody really cares about Mina. She's just kind of there. She's a babysitter for the twins. Netgear, the girl next door. As a main character, she sucks. As a side character, she's really good. When she's worrying about tinkering with robots and stuff, that's when she's at her best. Definitely A rank. Big Nep is Neptune without being annoying, so that makes her S rank by default. Fun character. And then there's Neptune, who would normally be S rank, but after spin-off after spin-off after spin-off and no main game, her main role is to show up, tell whoever is the main character of the spin-off, hey, I'm the protagonist, and then she fucks off somewhere. I don't know. That's literally what happened in Sisters vs. Sisters. Next, Black. Up to Noir. She's just a Noir character. Not separate, but not enough to rank her on her own. And this is just next Green, next Purple, next to Neptune, and next White, next to Blonde. This is Nisa, a really, really fun maker. She was hilarious in the first game and in the second game. If you don't know who she is, you should look her up. She'll never appear in these games again due to NIS having bad blood with Idea Factory for trying to steal their workers or whatever. You can look that up too, but she is a fun character. This one's Nitro Plus, known for making like Supersonic or whatever. Fun character. This is Noir, probably the best character in the series. People say she's a tsundere. I think she's more socially awkward than that. Her sister's the one that's, you know, soon. But definitely an S rank character. Orange Heart is a fun character, really cutesy, which is odd for a game with all these girls. They don't have a lot of cutesy characters. So she's definitely A rank based on looks. She's based on a Dreamcast. Pishi is annoying. I don't like her. Plutia is never going to appear in this game due to her having an extremely expensive voice actor. But she was fun when she appeared. Definitely much better than when she transforms. Purple Heart is a top tier character. Serious but playful. Really good look. Purple Sister doesn't change much. Ram or Rom, one of these. I can't remember which one this is, but she's the annoying sister. E, her sister, Ram, I can't remember, can go in D. They're both just little kids. They really get sidelined a lot in favor of Uni and Nepgear anyway. Red is a really important character from 1 and 2. They're really fun characters. I believe she was in the remake of Rebirth 2, but she's a fun character. This is Ray. She spent most of the game running around. A lot of people kind of like her, but I'm not too crazy about her. Being a main character of that game, I guess I can just put her in C, but I believe she's like an E rank character. Isha, based off of Square Enix. She's just kind of there like most of Gold Third, just enemies just for the sake of being enemies. Segami is a Sega hard girl, but unlike the rest, she's actually pretty fun. Based directly off Sega, appearance-wise based off of Sonic. She has a really good look. She's kind of a bitch in the game, but she lightens up later on. Steam Max, I believe this is. You know, I don't care about him too much, but he is pretty funny when he ends up on screen, so C. Tamsoff is another character who only appears for a short amount of time in like one game, but she has a really good look and a really fun gameplay style. I believe she appears in that blonde game. Tekken is the masochist. Uni is the top tier sister. Uzume I don't really care about. I think the tomboy cutesy girl thing has been done better in other media. It would have been different if she was just a tomboy here and then she transformed and then was cute, but for it to seep through, I don't think she has quite the look for that. Her look is like a little too boyish for me, but you know, as a character, I don't know, just put her in C. Vert suffered a lot as the series went on. She was like a character with like a lot of varied interests, but now she's just an addict gamer, but that's to be expected as the series goes on. Pichu or Werechu, I can't remember which one this is localized at. He's just some rat thing that hits on compa. Whiteheart can just go next to Blonde. And White Sisters are better than their normal forms. Yellowheart, she's just kind of there. She's dumb as a doorknob. She doesn't really do much because the game mostly focuses on like Iris Heart, but she appears a little bit. She beat up the goddesses. She's kind of tough, but back at B rank. Kid Compa, Kid IF, they're probably in the same indeed. They don't do much, but they're some of the strongest makers in their games. This is one of those generals from that noir game. They don't do much. They're barely characters. I could just put them in E. This is some fucking thing. This is another general, I forget her name. This is Black Cat Princess. She doesn't do much except talk to this girl who is Kyria. They're just kind of NPCs that show up and talk to the cast, but they don't do anything. They really should have been playable. This is another general from the Noir game. This is the administrator, I think, from the Four Goddesses Online. Her, and I believe this one. I don't recall which one of these did what, but they all just exist to give the player some advice, and that's it. This is first gen Compa, and because she's the Compa, she goes next to Compa, based off the company Compile, who doesn't exist, but kind of does as Compile O now, because the guy came back. This is Copy Paste. Everything's kind of fun when he's on screen. He always yells. This is some robot thing. This is Deco, I believe. She doesn't do anything. They only appear in a flashback. This is the enemy from Four Goddesses Online. Doggo Man, Doggo Woman. They only exist to be stepped on and used as doormats. This is R4's final rabbit ultimate form. I don't know why it's counted as a separate character. This is another general from the Neptunia game. She appears a little bit more than the other ones. She's Ein Owl or whatever, based off Final Fantasy. Her looks based off Lightning and Cloud. And the same thing for this one. This is the Dragon Quest version based off of Erdrick or whatever his name is. This is Kid Falcom, another fun character. She gets a little more screen time than the average DLC maker. This is Financier A. It's some French name. I can't remember, but she doesn't do much. This shrimp guy doesn't do much. This character is another Flashback Dead Company character. This is Gen Owl or General Owl, something, another Neptunia noir maker. This is just some doggo thing. I don't know why there's another form of Histy here. This is just some enemy cloaked from 4GO, I believe. This is Lady Walk based off of Pac-Man. This is the one that's based off Street Fighter, Lin Fei. She's modeled after Chun-Li. This one's Lid, modeled after Snake from Metal Gear Solid. This one's, I don't even remember her. Some bull guy, just a random fodder boss. This is Mofu, based off of Monster Hunter. She appears a little bit more. This is Mr. Bad. I gotta give him his credit. He had probably the most out of, besides obviously Ray, of development in that game. This is Nepgear, who isn't Nepgear but really is. This is Punya. I don't remember what series she represents. This is some fucking thing. This is Resta. She had a really funny event with Noir about how to make babies. This one, I don't remember who she is. She's another general. This is, I think, the Idol Master representative from that Noir game. This is another Sega Hard girl. This is Umiya. I don't really care about him, but like I said, being a straight man who doesn't, you know, be wacky isn't a good thing in a series. You want to stand out, so he's just down here in D. This is the soccer representative girl from the Noir game. I forget what series she represents. Maybe Captain Tsubaki or whatever the fuck it's called. This is R4's true form. These are some guys. I don't remember what they do. I think these are the people at the Weapons Expo and Last Station from like the first game who Noir warns or tells whatever, and some of them are from like the RPG game, but whatever. This is Artisan. She's an F by default because somebody thought it'd be a good idea to hand this series off to a Western dev, and that game sucked. And these are just enemies from that game. They don't really do anything either. Except this one. She has a really good look. She was the leader of them, Firin, or I can't remember her name, Firu. Another enemy from that game. This one's the Yakuza representative from the Noir game. Another RPG enemy. This is the Project Diva representative, I believe. She's based off like Miku, but I believe she represents like Project Diva as a whole from that Noir game. And this is Crom. She's also from the RPG game, but she's been in the OVAs. She's a little more important. They may expand on her later. So just D for now, because she kind of just seems like another R4. I don't really know the lore behind it. I've been kind of out of the loop. And this is the Gaia Burn, the sword nobody likes. And that is it. That took probably longer than I thought it would, but not too long. Yeah, but these are facts and can't be disputed. If you do dispute them, you are probably either wrong, an Uzume fan, or wrong.